Hey there. Okay, so I know that some people have been interested in Honeybook and curious as to how it works and how I use it for my photography business. So I'm going to do a quick little rundown of how I use Honeybooks and like what, how it helps me run my business like completely smoothly. I started using Honeybook when I was teaching full time and running my business on the side. And so it just helped me get organized and keep things in order so I wasn't missing out on something if I couldn't be on top of my business every second of every day. So when you log in, you get here to this dashboard, which kind of gives you an overview of what you've got going on, if there's any new inquiries, any projects that have had activity on them. I kind of live off my calendar. If you set tasks, there's tasks here for you, bookkeeping reports. You can kind of customize this to whatever tools you are using primarily. Like I said, the calendar is kind of my biggest tool that I use on a regular basis. So that's where I see everything that's going on. I like to have kind of a monthly overview of what's going on. It also will sync with Calendly if you use Calendly, as well as your Google calendars. So that's what I like about that too, is that I can pull up Honeybook on my phone. Like I have an app on my phone. I also have my Google Calendar app. So if I'm out, I was at a friend's house the other day and she was asking me about dates for going to dinner for her birthday. And I could easily pull up my calendar and I could see everything from personal to business on there. And you can color code everything. So like red is my personal stuff. If it's the stripy blue, that means they're like tentative projects, so something hasn't been completed or they haven't been designated as categorized yet. I've got payments that are due, so I can kind of see exactly when I have payments coming in. I've got meetings, booked projects, all that kind of stuff. So I like being able to have like a nice overview. And it didn't take a whole lot of time to set that up. You just kind of click on your settings, add your Google account if you want to share it with Google. And then I think it works the other way. Well, I know it works that way too, but like anything you put on this calendar will also sync to your Google Calendar. And like I'm able to share that Google Calendar with my husband so he can see too like what I have going on at any given point. So if he's trying to plan something like a guy's night out or happy hour or whatever, he can look and see like, okay, well, that won't work on the 15th because she's got a magazine launch she's going to. So, I'll need to schedule a different day. So it's kind of nice, like being able to see, like have it connect to all of those things. Okay. Projects. So when you go into projects, you have kind of this pipeline. One of the things you can customize it. So like I have mine set up for the different types of photo shoots that I do. So that I can easily see like how many boudoir sessions, weddings, seniors, whatever I have coming up. And then I also love that it reminds me to follow up because before I started using Honeybook, I was just using like Gmail. Inquiries would come into my Gmail account and then they would get lost and I would forget who I'd followed up with, or I would forget that I had sent them an email and they get so lost in my inbox that I wasn't responding to their emails. So I like that it reminds me of who I need to follow up with. So I can even see like how many days ago, like this one was 25 days ago. So I probably need to get in touch and make sure that whether or not they're interested or, actually I already met with them. Sorry, but like this one. So Rosemary, so I got an inquiry for her boudoir session for her. I never heard back. So I need to follow up and see if she's still interested. Things like that. So that's the nice thing I like is I can see like, okay, I'm not going to follow up with this one yet because it's only been 3 days. But if it hits like that 10-day mark, I probably need to follow up with some of them. Okay, so that's projects. And then of course you can, at any point, you can move them to wherever you want them to go on the pipeline. So if I get a follow-up and like, let's say that this one, she ends up booking her wedding, then I can move her to weddings and now she's going to be in the wedding section. So I like having them organized that way. I also like having them organized by category. So I can pull up like my boudoir clients and I can see like who all I have on my list. And then it'll tell me like if I've received a message that I didn't actually check, which I read that one, but that's beside the point. So Um, okay. Then I think with projects, that's probably the main way I use them. I do archive them after a while. The nice thing is I can at least go back if I need to. Some people keep them in the completed section. I think the differences between completed and archived. I think when you archive them, you can't always see like their files, from what I understand, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, tools. So I love, love, love the templates. This part takes some time to kind of set up, but once you get it set up, it's so convenient. So like for your emails, so I have all these templates kind of set up here. So if I have an inquiry and I want to try to be one of the first ones to respond, so because a lot of times, especially with weddings, I get inquiries. I know they've also probably emailed other people. So I can pull up like the wedding welcome email template. It automatically plugs in their first name. And so it's personalized. It's so easy. Even on my phone, if I get a notification on my phone using the app that I have an inquiry, I can open up my phone, I can select the template and send it off right away. It has a link to my welcome guide, like everything you need to know right here. It does have some like default templates that you can kind of customize a little bit, and then you can go in and create your own as well. So I love those. Contracts, same thing. I like having like templates already set up. It plugs in all the information for you. So once you have like your session date, location, it just kind of it puts all that in there for you, and then you just kind of have to go in and maybe tweak a few things if you need to. It's super easy. Invoices, you can create custom invoices, templates that are just done for you if things are typically the same. I use questionnaires a ton. So like I have a questionnaire I send all my brides. I have a questionnaire that I send to my mentoring clients. I have questionnaires for engagement sessions, boudoir sessions, post boudoir session, like all kinds of things that I can send out. And I'll get to my workflow things in a minute because that's another thing I love. Bookkeeping is great. It keeps track of all of your income and expense reports, things like that. I do most of my payments through here, and it goes directly to my bank account. And when it goes into my bank account, it tells me exactly which project it came from. So it's super easy for my accountant to see like where it's coming from and what it's supposed to be doing. There's different reports you can do. It tells you kind of like how many files you've sent versus how many you've booked. It tells you like where your leads are coming from, which a ton of mine are coming from Google apparently, or no, I guess Unknown or Google. I'm not really sure which one's which. If you can do like a yearly report, by month, it's so like, it's got tons of information you can kind of dig through. You can create a contact form for your website. You can drag and drop, super easy there. Let's see. Workflows. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things. I haven't dove into this a whole lot, and I need to get one set up for weddings, but I do have a boudoir one set up. And so what happens is again, it takes time to get this in place, but once you have it in place, it's amazing. So it allows me to create a sequence of events. And so let's say a client books a boudoir session with me. I activate this workflow. Right away, it's going to send like a welcome, like congrats on booking email that I've created. And then 3 days later, it's going to send them a questionnaire. And then 1 day later, it's going to send them like a little email about like referring their friends. Then 2 weeks before their project date, so 2 weeks before their session, it's going to send them a little email about like how to prepare for your session, what to do, what to expect. And then 1 week before their project, it's going to send them like a pre-session like checklist, things to do. Don't forget to bring this, and this, what time to be there. It automatically feeds in all that information. And then it'll send out a questionnaire after the project is done. So I want to do more of these because I want everything to be automated. And by the way, if you hear my daughter come in a minute, just ignore it. She just got home from school, so she'll be barging through the door any second. So I think the workflow things could be really, really cool. I just need to get it kind of set up a little bit more. But the nice thing with this, I know you said you work full time, is that it does the work for you. So you don't have to think about it. It just does it. And then if you go into a project, you can see, for example, like you have all of your emails back and forth are saved here. You can make notes of anything that you talk about, like during a consultation, anything like that. You can add new files, so invoices, you can add contracts, questionnaires, brochures, proposals, all that kind of stuff can be like easily just tacked on. Invoicing, I like, you can do invoices that are, use a template if you already have one set up, or just add it in on your own. And then it can break it up into payments, and you can customize those payments based on how often you want them to come through. So like if your session fee is $500, you can put in here $500. You can add tax if there's tax that you want to add. And then you can say, okay, well, my deposit is only $100. And then it's automatically going to calculate for you what the next payment should be. And you can choose the dates of when you want these to go. And so like if you want this one due like today, then you can do that. And then the next one maybe is 1 month or 1 day before the project actually takes place. And then you can add on more, things like that. You can also come over here and have it do, options. You can have it do auto pay, which means that whenever these are due, it's automatically going to draft them. You don't have to think about it. You can allow gratuity. You can allow, credit card and bank transfer, or you can do bank only, credit card only. So I like the auto pay, especially when I have like people that are on payment plans, because then that lets them know, and I tell them, and I have them sign a little form when they order their products, or when they do this. It says, if you are on a payment plan, you will be automatically drafted at each payment point. And then if it doesn't process through, then I'll let you know. But the nice thing again too is I don't have to worry about it. It's already set in place. Once I set it up, it just does it for me. I don't have to worry about a thing. So that's really, really nice. I like that a lot. And then there's also the community factor. So I use this occasionally when it comes to like getting referrals or asking for referrals. I shot a wedding out of state one time and needed a second shooter, and I didn't know anybody in that area. And so I was able to post an opportunity asking for, a photographer in McLeansboro, Illinois. And I was able to find a second photographer to work with while I was there. So I really love that aspect, the community aspect of it too. I think that kind of covers everything. I was trying to think if there's anything else that I do that I would use this for. If there's other vendors that you work with that also use Honeybook, you can add them to a project. So like for me, when I do boudoir sessions, I can add my hair and makeup girl. And so it automatically adds her. So like I can go add workspace. I can go to team member or subcontractor. I type in her name, and then it automatically adds her to the project and puts it on her calendar. So that's really nice too, because there's no going back and forth as far as like, okay, I have a session this date. Did you put it on your calendar? Like it's automatically on her calendar, and I don't have to think twice about it. And if for some reason it doesn't work out for her, she can always let me know. So I hope that helps. They have a lot of tutorials too in the help center that will walk you through like how to do different things. But I love it. I honestly don't know how I would ever run my business without it. It's incredible. I do think I have like a referral thing that gets you half off, I think. I'd have to check and see. But if you're interested, I will send you that link as well. But I think you said you already had it. You just hadn't used it. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. All right. Good luck. Thank you.